creativity. We get free, be me, working effortlessly. Do what you love and then allow the prosperity. You got this. Make good, make it your own. You know you got the power in your mind, heart, body, and soul to grow dreams, grow faith, grow you. Create authentically in the garden of good. Live, and love. In a God gonna dig big and trust. In the God gonna create, elevate, celebrate, and love. Into the garden. Love, 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 love. Hi, everybody. I know it's a small group this evening. Welcome to the Garden of Good. People are going to be trickling in, but also I want y'all to know that there is a conference going on right now called the Anton Conference. So there's a lot of gardeners that are there for that, and just other reasons why we have a small gathering tonight. But I just want to say thank you to those who are here. And I know I took 2 weeks away, and so welcome to the Garden of Good. I am literally just off the road from Richmond, Unity of Richmond. I was there and I got to be a part of the Unity East Coast conference, so that was really powerful. But I am kind of like, running on the fumes of spirit, which is perfect for tonight, honestly, because we're entering the soul quarter tonight to Rhode Island. Just feeling that whole coast right now. The world needs it. Y'all send it, and then send it down to Charlotte, North Carolina. Imagine you're just wiping that love down the map, down to Charlotte, and then over there to Pittsburgh. Look, we're just like scooping up the East Coast in Pittsburgh. Ooh, look at all that. We're just like right there. And then Kentucky moving over a little bit more. And then Nashville. Look at that. We're like sort of all in that area right there. And let's think of our sisters. And I know Sherry is with her parents tonight. I don't know if she'll be here, but let's think of her out in Canada. And let's think of, and I know Lisa's here. Lisa's out there in Washington. Let's just send lots of love through the whole country right now. I know that we need it, and I know that it's important. And a good way to get us started tonight is, of course, to sing. And I just wrote a really super, super simple chant just before I'm meeting you tonight. So I invite you to sing with me. And shout out right up top to Chrislyn, who led us in Zoom the last 2 weeks when I was traveling and out of town. And I heard it was wonderful. And down in Ocala, we've got Florida in the house. Paula, so glad you're here. I invite you to sing this with me. We're going to learn this new little chant. My soul is a flame. I shine with love. My soul is a flame. I shine with love. Sing it with me. My soul is a flame. I shine with love. All right, so imagining that our soul is a flame and we shine with love. What else do you shine with? Think about what else you shine with and just stick it in the chat. Say, I shine with whatever it is. I shine with peace. I shine with positivity. I shine with the joy. My soul is a flame. I shine with positivity. My soul is a flame. Come on. I shine with gratitude. My soul is a flame. I shine with kindness. My soul is a flame. I shine with imagination. Hi, Lisa. My soul is a flame. I shine with optimism. My soul is a flame. This is for my beloved. I shine with peace. Oh, welcome, Martha. My soul is a flame. I shine with possibility. Yes, and my soul, come on, is a flame. I shine with opportunity. I love these words. And if you would kindly mute yourself while I just gently remind us what we're doing here, which is that we are together going through my book, which is so cool. And we are in the fourth quarter. We're entering into this fourth quarter, and it is technically the 37th week because Chrysalin kept it going, right? So it's soul. We're entering the soul portion of our time. I cannot believe we've been meeting this long, right? We're at that final quarter. And the book, all right, so we've separated it into 4 12-week sessions, and we're just starting this fourth quarter of soul. And what I do here with this is I invite you to find an inner goal and an outer goal, something to work on for this final quarter of the year. And tonight we're going to be kind of searching ourselves to figure out what those are going to be and maybe defining them tonight. This book, let's remember to be kind, to be open, and that everything is sort of up to you what you decide to do and not do. This book was just inspired by words. I love words. I believe in the power of the word, right? First, it was like the first way, it's the way God creates in this philosophy is through the word. And so I'm going to offer a word of prayer for us as we open our time together. And I invite you to join me in this prayer by closing your outer eyes and opening your inner eye. And just imagining that space within that is that pilot light of the soul that is ever present, no matter what's going on, no matter what the circumstances are. There's always this infinite field of potentiality and possibility that lives within each one of us. And this power and this presence is life itself, is what life springs out of. And so I just know that this energy of life is with us tonight, is guiding us, is guiding this gathering. Everything that needs to be said is said. Everything that needs to be expressed is expressed. And the journey within just gets brighter and brighter, just like our souls, as we shine a light on ourselves, we get to see the world in a clearer way, with new eyes, with fresh eyes, with eyes of all those words that we just declared, with eyes of positivity and optimism and joy, and knowing that regardless of what is circumstantially going on, especially in our country right now, I speak a word of blessing, of peace over all souls affected by all the difficult things that are going on, just knowing that we're holding a light tonight, a flame, a torch of love for everybody. We are an inclusive space. You're safe here. Everything that's said here is that you're safe. And we're so glad that you're here. We're so glad that we have this time together. So grateful. So grateful. I release my word knowing it is done. And so it is. Okay. And before we launch into all of the things, I want to give you an update on my journey, because I think it's cool and important to share with you what I've been doing the last 2 weeks and what's been going on, and help you to, oh, yep, there are my dollhouses. I wanted to share those because I brought them out for the first time in Kansas City, and I shared them in my show, and 2 of them sold. How cool is that? People have these in their homes, and they're playing, and they're enjoying the journey. I took the show to, I went to the Posies, which there is so much good to share about the Posies. I want to encourage each and every person here who loves positive music to make a plan to go next year, because it was the first year. And Lisa, I know Lisa's like, she's gone every year, right, Lisa? Like, and you're shaking your head probably like, damn it, I missed it. Or what are you shaking your head?
They set the dates for the first week of September. I can't go again.
No way.
Yeah, no, it's
Oh,
right
is
when
it
school
school?
starts.
It's right before
I
school.
can't.
Dang it. Dang it all to heck. Because I'll tell you what, you would have loved it this year. It
Oh,
was really the first year that I really became aware. Oh, there's Ollie. I became aware of the tribal element and that feeling
mhm.
of a soul tribe. And we kind of have, it was really cool because several gardeners were there, the Ocala peeps were there. And so it was like the tribe within the tribe
Yeah.
vibes, And I really want to encourage everybody to go. And of course, it was difficult to be separated from Ollie. That's why I'm sharing this picture of Ollie again, because I have this puppy, and to go for that long, I was gone for 10 days and then I've been gone again. But I'm really excited about this quarter. And I've been thinking, what is the soul? I'm asking myself as we enter this soul quarter, like, what is the soul? Right? What is it? And here's a couple things that I found that were defined by, philosophers and stuff like this. Emerson says commonly it's defined as an immortal spirit placed inside each person's body by God. But Emerson had a very different understanding. For Emerson, the soul encompasses both mind and heart. It's the ruler of the mind and the emotions, like the what's back of everything, the ruler. Soul, Aristotle said that the expressed that the soul is the essence of the self. In Course in Miracles, the term soul is not, directly used. It's more like spirit, but it's this understanding that there's this being of God that's eternal and was never born and will never die. Your soul is that essence. Um, so when you think of the soul, I often like hearing, we are not a body with a soul, but we're a soul with a body. I like this. Um, and I kind of wanted to open it up. If anybody wanted to just say, like, when you think of the soul, what are some words that come to your mind? I like the Socratic method of it, of just asking the question, right? We keep asking the question. So I'm going to give you a simple doodle so that we can doodle while I give my little talk. And all you're going to need for this, I was going to do a cutout, but I think I'm just going to do a doodle. So all you need is your red, yellow, and orange markers if you have them. Red, yellow, and orange markers. I'm going to show you. I mean, this is the most crude drawing of it. If Chrislyn is around and wants to give a screenshot of this to put in the chat once I start talking. Um, the idea is that we're going to be sort of creating the flame of our soul. And we're going to start with yellow. And
Wait, can you show it one more time? I had chicken on my hands.
you got it, babe.
Also, I wanted to mention, I forgot to tell you this, but last week when we were all together, we did a little poll and I asked everyone okay, I got it, if they like to choose their root first or their fruit first. And a majority of us chose root, but some of us did choose fruit. And we had a good conversation about that when you're talking about the esotericness of it all, just doing
I
it and
think that's a
asking the
great
questions.
that's a great question. And I remember for the first quarter, I knew I wanted peace. I knew peace was it was very clearly the root of my heart. I wanted more peace in my heart, right? And the dollhouse, which triggered so many freaking things, right? The book, the show, all the things. The dollhouse gave me so much peace. The fruit was serving my root. Does that make sense? All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to start out with just a yellow kind of teardrop, right? A yellow teardrop. It's the center of our flame. And then we're going to make like a bigger teardrop. Sorry, I don't have my other camera, which is orange. This is kind of a real simple idea of a flame. And then red as the outer. And as you fill it in, kind of like my picture there. You can put yellow in the orange and orange in the yellow, and but you can sort of make each of them like the most of their color. In other words, in the orange area, you make mostly orange, and in the yellow area, you make mostly yellow, but then you like put little flecks of the other colors in there too. And I'm going to explain to you in my talk what this sort of signifies, and then you're going to make little like flicks of light that are coming from your soul. So just playing with that really, really simple drawing as you listen to this sweet little talk, which is the flame of the soul. Okay, just a tiny, teeny talk to discuss this idea of the flame of the soul. I love to picture the soul as this living flame in the center of the chest. You know, one of the first spiritual things that I listened to was the Marianne Williamson tapes, Course in Miracle tapes. Did anybody else listen to the Marianne Williamson Course in Miracle tapes? And she always said, imagine in the middle of your, I think it was in the middle of your eye or in your heart, there's a flame. And it lights up, and and she goes on to do this sort of meditative visualization. But I always remember there was a light, there was a flame, and this flame, it doesn't consume us, but it fuels us. This is a flame that sort of warms our heart, and it lights our path, and it reminds us that, like I said, we're spiritual beings having this human experience. And I think of the idea of like tending to a flame. And when we tend to this flame through prayer, creativity, stillness, song, it grows brighter. And when we ignore it, this is the thing. It doesn't disappear. It just waits patiently for us to return. I would say my favorite quote from Ernest Holmes is, "The spark at the center of my soul is lit from the eternal flame of life." That, for some reason, just gets me every time. And it's such a funny story. I feel like I've told it before, but I'm not sure. So I'm going to tell it. If you've heard it before, I apologize. But for my practitioner panels, the day of my practitioner panels, my hot water heater went out. Do you guys know this story? Does anybody know this story? Okay, this is a fun story. My hot water heater went out the morning of my prac panels, which were on Zoom. So I didn't have to go anywhere, but I had to be like online at like whatever, 2:00. And the panelists, the people that were interviewing me were from Hawaii. So it was like, I had to be there, whatever. And I was sort of like in this place. I had been studying all my practitioner stuff, everything. And so I was really in this very high vibration when the guys came for the water heater. And they came down and they looked at my water heater and they said, "Ma'am, this is ancient. This water heater is from like 1992. And they don't even like," because I was like, "Can you just like replace a part? Like maybe it's just a part." And they were like, "Ma'am," and they actually called the warehouse or whatever. And they were like, I heard the woman on the phone say, "That's a dinosaur. We don't even have those parts. Like those parts don't exist anymore anywhere." And I was like, well, it's so funny because you guys, I am studying to be a practitioner, and we believe basically in magic, in the power of prayer, in the power of the eternal flame of life. I mean, we believe that like anything is possible. And they were like, "Okay, this is an ancient water heater and it's dead. You're going to need a new one. Let's give you a quote." They gave me a quote. It was like $5,000 for a new water heater. And I was just like, I was so high getting ready for my prac exam. I called a prayer partner of mine and I said, "Could you just do a quick little prayer over my water heater? Because like, I really need it to start." So I don't know why I was just in such a jolly mood. I wasn't freaking out because I was tapped in, I was tuned in, I was turned on, I was lit up. And I said, all right, guys, thanks for the quote. Like, I'll let you know which we decide because there was two decisions that we had to make or something. But before you go, can you just try it one more time? Can you just try to flick it on one more time, like whatever it is that you do, like restarting it or whatever. And they were like, "Well, I guess it can't hurt to like just turn it off and on." And they turned it off, and then it turned on, and it was like you could hear, and you could hear the pilot light ignite. And I just started hysterically laughing. And they said, "Well, that's interesting." And they said, "Well, that'll last for I don't know how long. Who knows, whenever that burns out or whatever." And it was like Hanukkah, in our house. It lasted at least a year, at least another year, that water heater. I did have to get it replaced like a year later. But I get up to I'm like so jazzed by this because I know one of the questions they ask you in practitioner, one of the questions they ask you is tell us a demonstration. Show us when's a demonstration? When did you pray something into reality, right? And I just freaking did it, right? So I sit down, I'm so giddy, and I open my Science of Mind book and flop, it opens to this quote. The spark at the center of my soul is lit from the eternal flame of life. And I remember thinking, you know what? You know what? These new water heaters that they make, they are made to be broken. But my soul is like a 1991 water heater, right? That is always ready to be relit. And then another thing about a flame that I never knew was if you have a lighter, right? If you have a lighter and you get it wet, all of a sudden it won't work anymore, right? It won't work. But what I didn't know is that if you just let it dry, all you have to do is let it dry and it will light again. So in other words, like there's always this eternal flame inside of us as this metaphor. Okay. So I'd like you to imagine these three things that we've got here. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I meant to say this. The reminder that I like about the flame as the imagination is like the imagination is like the oxygen to the soul flame, right? So the center and the essence and the eternal is always there. It's like our imagination. It's our imagination is always, we can always choose to use it. And when we use our imagination, we dare to dream, vision, create. We are literally fanning the flame of our soul. Every doodle, every song, every kind thought, every dream whispered feeds the fire. And that's what we do here every week is we sort of feed each other's flames. I know I'm a flamer. Anyway, so now I'd like you to imagine these three things. So the red flame, now this is where we're going to kind of play with some stuff that wasn't on that original doodle. So in the red flame, on the red part of your flame, I want you to write some things that you want to release. Old habits, stuck stories, self-doubts that need to be burned away in your soul. So I'm going to give you a minute to write inside your red area, things you want to release. I made mine go all the way around my red part of my flame, all the things that I'm ready to release. I release. Ricky, one of her best songs. I release and I let go. I let the spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. You know, how cool is it? She's doing that tonight. She's up at the ANTN conference. So let's move on to the orange part. The orange is what you're calling in to your soul. The fuel you want to add to your fire this quarter. Courage, love, creativity, peace. So let's write, I call in and then name a few things that you'd like to call in. And as you wait, if you finish, you can just keep putting little dashes, or you can sort of make it your own in any way that you want. I know you gardeners know what to do. At this point, you've been doodling with me for almost a year. And it is so good to see people joining in a little bit later, like Kim. We're so glad to have you back. What a treasure. Kim, I would like to invite you to sing something for us next week, if you'd like to. And let's move on to the yellow. Now, the yellow is that the pure qualities, the I am that is always there, the essence. So I am whole, I am pure, I am light, I am love, whatever you want to put there in the middle. I am statements that you can own. So as we step into this soul quarter, I want to invite you to see yourself as this kind of as a keeper of the flame, right? As like a tender to the fire of yourself. To notice what is fueling your soul, what makes you feel good and what makes you feel dim. Use your imagination to breathe in. You know, I think about the fact that flames need air to grow. And how often are we holding our breath? Literally. I catch myself holding my breath when I'm in fear or when I'm in doubt. And a good affirmation for you this next quarter is I tend the flame of my soul. Because you're here. If you're here, you're a way shower, you're a light worker. When your flame is burning bright, you are lighting the way for others. Amen. Amen. Hallelujah. Your soul flame is not only just your own, it's a torch for this world right now. And all right, here we go. Oh, how gorgeous is that? So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, look at that. I love that. One at a time here. Wow. I
Oh,
love that
nice.
base at the bottom of yours. That's gorgeous. Active little, I love all the lists and all the energy. It looks like, it looks like the strokes. You were just like, oh, how lovely, how sweet. You have such nice handwriting. And Chrislyn. Oh, Chrislyn, you're so talented. You're so talented. Anybody else? We got Vicky. Oh, beautiful. So much light in that room, Vicky. It's beautiful. So now what we're going to do, our next sort of creative exercise is we're going to write a letter to yourself from your soul. Okay? So, dear Amy, what does your soul want you to know? Or dear you, whatever your name is. And let's just take like 5 minutes. So it's 9:02 to just write a letter from your soul. Okay? From your soul to you. One more minute. That this is all based on love offerings. And I'm grateful for the love offerings that come in to make me able to have this ministry. I have realized very clearly that that's what this is. You know, some people want to call this a class. It's not. It's my ministry. It's my church, and some people don't like to go to a building and they'd rather just kind of hang out on Zoom with some creative people. And the more I get out there and I speak and I see other centers, and I'm like, we kind of got something cool going at the garden, where it's a little different. We pray, we sing, we do churchy stuff, but we like doodle and draw and laugh and talk and have breakouts. And I just love it. I'm really happy about it. I am going to spend one of the things for me for the next 3 months is deciding what to do with the garden for next year. Am I going to expand it? Am I going to go put it on the school platform? I might put it on the school platform, which is SKOOL. I'll let you guys know, of course, as I roll it out and how it works. But I just thank you for helping me, for believing in me, because financially, it's always for the last 5 years for me, financially, I've been living on faith. I've just been trusting that like my art will sell, the people will come to the show, it'll all show up. It'll show up what I need. And I also want to remind you about your affirmation cards. I cannot tell you how much I love my stack of affirmation cards. Does anybody else love their stack of affirmation cards? So I have been making a card every single week for the past 30, whatever, 7, 9, however many weeks it is. By the way, Breezy is in practitioner and she might not be here for the rest of the year, but she loves you and she sends her love. Okay, so this is my one from this week. And it's just the quote that I love so much. The spark at the center of my soul is lit by the eternal flame of life. So I encourage you to take a moment to make yourself one of your cards, because how cool is it that at the end of this, you're going to have a whole stack of positive, affirmative cards that you created. It's just one of those wonderful things that we've done here in the garden. I love it. And you have a little tiny bit of home play, which is not that. Let me see where it is. Let's see. Home play. Ignite your soul. I just love this idea of the soul as a flame. So ignite it this week. Notice what, oh, look at fruit with an E on the end. I don't know. I guess I was rushing. Get clear on your roots and fruits. Decide this week, like think about it. What do you want to manifest? I'm going to think a lot about this because there's a couple things I have going on. One for me is that I have this collection of new songs from Ministar, right? And Ministar, the technical title for Ministar is A Cosmic Soul Revival. And so I think the record will be called Cosmic Soul Revival. And I think I might need to do another Kickstarter because that's how I make my records. I've made like 9 of them by reaching out to my fans and friends and saying, hey, do you want to support this record? Buy the digital record in advance. And if you want a t-shirt or a sticker, or if you want whatever, a little art creation or whatever, you guys know about Kickstarting and crowdfunding. So if you want another Amy Steinberg recording, maybe you'll consider Kickstarting me if that's my fruit. I think that might be my fruit. And then I'll start to record the first of the year, like if I can get it ready to go and then release it the beginning of New Year. But I have to find out. I need a producer. I need a new producer, I think, or I'm going to work with Ross again. I'm not sure. So lots of good stuff there. I'm going to invite Chrislyn to close us out with a meditation. And then we'll be, then after this meditation, we'll just close with the song, and then I'll reopen the room if anybody wants to hang out and just chill for a minute.
Okay, thank you for allowing me to do the meditation. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
We're good? Okay. We're going to start by taking a big, lovely, deep breath in and slowly let it out. Allow your body to soften. Let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw relax. Let your tongue drop from the roof of your mouth. And let your heart open. Keep that breath going as you feel the warmth that has gathered here tonight. The laughter, the words, the art, the sharing, Amy being back, all of it in its gentle glow. Now, bring your awareness to the center of your chest. Imagine your soft golden flame flickering there, unique just like you. This is the fire of your soul. It burns quietly, steadily, and endlessly within you. With every inhale, this flame grows brighter. It fills you with warmth, with truth, with light. With every exhale, it expands beyond you, warming the room, the faces of the souls who gathered here. In the great garden we all tend together. Feel the connection between us, roots beneath the surface, flames that rise in harmony. Each one unique, each one essential. Take a moment to name your fruit in your soul. Breathe into it a word, a feeling, a vision that has grown from your time here tonight. Let it rest gently in your heart. Now see your inner flame sending light to the others as theirs returns it back to you. A circle of fire and spirit, a garden alive with warmth and love. As we close, let this fire remind you that the light you seek has always lived within you. You carry it wherever you go. Take one last deep breath in and exhale fully, letting gratitude wash through your being. The fire of your soul continues to burn bright. The garden of good remains open within you, around you, and through you. And so it is.
Absolutely spectacular. Wow, we love you so much. And I know for each and every person here, a burning fire of love and light. And we take this out to our week. We have a restful evening and we have a wonderful week. And we explore and we find that root and fruit. And we remember that we are the gardeners of good in a time where we really are needed. So keep spreading it. I love you. Here we go. Play, pray, slay. In the dark, gonna make good today. In the dark, gonna create, elevate, celebrate, and love. I'm Amy from the GOG, Garden of Good Creativity. We get free, be me, work it effortlessly. Do what you love and then allow the prosperity. You got this. Make good, make it your own. You know you got the power in your mind, heart, body, and soul to grow dreams, grow faith, grow you. Create authentically in the garden of good. Give, live, and love. In a garden, gonna dig, big, and trust. In the garden, gonna